Hello everyone, good evening. Welcome to Old Trafford Odyssey. I'm Ankit
And I'm Craig.
and this is your latest Manchester United news. So, like every time, let's get into today's topics and as usual, the first one, Manchester United's takeover saga.
Yeah, so Jim Ratcliffe. So we're hearing news that Jim Ratcliffe is not very confident. His camp are not very confident that they're going to be taking over Manchester United, which is good news for us. But then, Ankit,
Brilliant news.
what is your take on this?
So let me first just this source is coming out of France. So that's a good thing because it's coming out of the place where
Nice.
Sir Jim Ratcliffe owns a club
Yeah.
himself, and it's coming from Nice Matin on Twitter. So what they say is Ineos and Sir Jim Ratcliffe have suffered a loss in confidence in the takeover of Manchester United. Now, this is good news in a way, wherein rather than hearing all the crap that we do that Sir Jim Ratcliffe has lost, he's out of the race.
Yeah.
This seems a bit more concrete, a bit more legit, wherein it says that Sir Jim and Ineos have started to lose confidence now
Yeah.
in their bid, with obviously things much more advanced with the Qataris and Sheikh Jassim right now. So what does this mean for us? It means things are going
In our
looking
favor.
good for us.
It's in our favor.
Exactly, that we already know that Qatar has been in negotiations with Glazers for exclusivity, and with this news now coming in, it seems to have put a more firm stamp that Qataris are right now more favorites. But this does not still mean that Sir Jim is out of the race. It just means that they've lost confidence, and you never know with this saga. You know, right, how things can just take turn in a day. It's time. So maybe tomorrow he comes in with a bigger bid. But the whole point is that with now more news coming out in favor of Qatar, it's starting to point towards the fact that hopefully eventually we will have Glazers out and Qatari
Yes.
ownership. So brilliant news, I think, for us. And on that note, I think now with this, guys, it's high time now that Sir Jim Ratcliffe pulls out of this race.
So he's got two options, right? We were discussing this some time back.
Yeah.
And the two options are either he has to pull out of the race, which ends up with a Qatari summer for us. We're happy with that. The other option is that he has to basically purchase the entire club. He has to take over the entire club in one shot, which is another win-win for us because we get the Glazers to,
Move
get the
out
hell out of the club. Exactly. That's what we need.
In eventually, I mean, that's another news that's coming out today. So today there have been reports coming out, which again I think is significant because from the day this entire sale began, there has been so much of confusion. There's been so many contradictory news coming out from
Yeah.
different outlets. Somebody says Sir Jim Ratcliffe's winning. Somebody says Qatar is winning. First, there Sir Jim's bid was higher, then Qatar's is higher, theirs is lower. There's been so much of confusion. But one thing has always been clear, that not all Glazers were willing to sell. It always looked like people had no clue whether the Glazers actually wanted to sell or no. Specifically, we know that Joel and Avram have been more.
Yeah,
They
want to
they've been
retain.
holding
Yeah,
us a lot
they
more.
want to
They've
retain
been-
their share.
Exactly, they wanted to stay. But today,
Yeah.
for the first time, we're hearing in reports where all six Glazers seem to be on the same page that a full sale is the only option moving
Yeah.
forward, or is the right option for them, which obviously has to be about money. Now we've seen over the last
Yeah.
few days, and the news and all with the whole mess with PSG president Nasser and everybody. Obviously, if they didn't want to sell, all of this would not be happening. Why go to PSG president to try and increase Sheikh Jassim's bid if it's not about money? So I think they've finally realized that probably this is the best they can get out of the club, and hopefully things can now speed up a bit, and maybe we hear some sort of resolution by end of this week or maybe next week. Because I mean, we need Sir Jim Ratcliffe to pull out because this is really hampering us. Not just the Glazers stretching this sale. Let's not forget that the whole reason this thing has stretched so long, we would have probably gotten this sorted a bit earlier if Sir Jim Ratcliffe hadn't given Glazers the option to stay. So I think now, it's high time. If he really says that he's a Manchester United fan,
He needs to pull out. He needs to
he
understand
to
what's
pull
best for the
out.
club also and not his
Exactly.
own agenda.
Because it's hampering
Yeah.
us, right? I mean, look at this. Let's move on to the transfers now. How badly are we as a club run? We all know.
Yeah.
people up there are absolutely
Shambles.
ridiculous. A major overhaul and structures needed. That entire board needs sacking. Richard Arnold, John Murta, I'm telling you, have to be the first person out of that door.
We need a major revamp, man. Right from Carrington to the boardroom.
We've been hearing, right, that
Wait.
we've been hearing that both parties have been told to be completely prepared for a takeover as soon as the Glazers give the green light. So I'm hoping that the Qataris are a step ahead and they're already planning who they need to replace and by whom, with whom, and maybe they're already having talks behind. I hope. We can't be certain, obviously, because we don't know exactly what's going on. But my hope is that they're a step ahead and they're already thinking about these things. And the first thing that they do when they take this club is get Richard Arnold, get John Murta, tell them, well done, but there is no place for you. Please turn around. There's the door and walk off.
Yeah.
That's it.
They can take Harry along with them also. Harry Maguire.
I mean, all right, I'll give you that. Take Harry with you. There's a long list, man. There's a long list that I would want them to take with them, Take them to the next club if you're going
they can start a new club with them, man.
Exactly. I mean, United Crap FC. Because, dude, Saudis don't vote. Saudi doesn't want our players.
Yeah.
They're buying all of Chelsea's crap.
Yeah.
That's another, with all this news, only United have FFP issues. We have supposedly a £120 million budget because FFP. Although that's not valid for
It's not valid. It's valid for us. We overpay for our players. We sell players for peanuts. We pay them over the odds, their wages. Like, I really don't understand how we are run and if we are negotiating with different board
Classic
members.
example,
Chelsea and Arsenal seem to get deals over the line. Chelsea are selling players left,
Dude,
right, and
Chelsea's
center.
almost-
Arsenal, they've signed Kai Havertz. We
Yeah,
are still
Havertz
negotiating
done.
for Mount like 45 million plus 5 million and
Bro,
add-ons.
I mean, come on. We know. We're negotiating FC. We're interested FC. We're scouting FC. We're looking at them FC.
Yeah.
We like them FC.
Yeah.
Advanced talks FC. I heard a new one recently. I think I read it somewhere on Twitter where it was what did it say? Some sort of talk FC. Concrete Talk FC or something like that, or a phone call FC, and I'm like, wow, positive phone call. So we're interested in everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, but when it comes to pay, we're not sure whether we can pay. Oh, we can't pay you that much.
Yeah.
Oh, we will pay you 20 for amount, 30 for amount, 40 for amount, and eventually what we do.
And this process takes a month, by the way.
Not a month.
It takes
bro.
a month, 2 months, 3
Process-
month, and then we're panic buying in the last few days of the
Process goes all
transfer
the way
window.
to the last day, deadline day. It doesn't take a month, it takes the entire transfer window. And then on deadline day, we end up going and paying more than what they asked for initially.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. We've seen that on every transfer window. Practically, we have one transfer that falls into this category. I'm pretty
Not
sure.
one, man. We have a lot. I agree when you say one, because generally we end up only doing one signing that is significant.
Yeah, true.
That's what we usually do, because if no manager of Manchester United over the last decade has been told on day one of transfer window that this is the money you have, go and spend it.
Yeah.
They always get the money after protests and when fans get agitated and deadline days near.
Yes.
So yeah, we know we're a joke and this needs to change, but the only way it can be done is if the sale moves ahead. Finally, I'm bored. I'm tired.
We honestly, even I'm kind of tired. I'd rather focus on players and it transfers in and out because I'm tired. I want this saga to end. Like whoever's going to take over the entire club. And then we'll figure the rest going forward because we've been through a lot anyways.
Forget ins. We're making no headway on outs.
Yeah.
And it's funny that even that for us is completely linked to who's going to buy us, because we have such atrocious crap on such exorbitant wages that even Saudi don't think that they're good enough for their league.
Yeah.
So
They have no reason to buy us also until they get a confirmation also, right?
Exactly.
Like once they do, then I'm sure we're going to have players be shipped to the Saudi.
It depends on how fast this happens, right? Because we all know that there's
it's
a
gonna
lot
take
to be done. It's
couple
not
of months, 3 months at
Exactly.
least for the entire thing to be done. So
Exactly.
that's,
So
that's
we
a
need
concern
things
for
to
us.
move, man. I mean,
Yeah.
look at Eric Ten Hag. He's already fuming. He's already frustrated. And I mean, there are reports coming in from Dutch outlets that think that, Ten Hag's so frustrated that he might walk off if things
We can't
don't
let
go
that
good.
happen, man. Ten Hag is someone we need to keep. We need to keep him
Exactly.
happy. We can't
The
lose a
only thing
guy.
good that has happened to this club in the last decade
Is
is
Eric Ten Hag. Yeah. The turn of the decade. He's the
It
best
is
thing
Eric
that's
Ten
happened to
Hag.
us. Yeah.
And I wouldn't blame him if he walks out. Because it's a circus. We're a circus. Dude, we're selling Zidane Iqbal for 1 million
Million.
euros. It's not even pounds, it's euros. That is bullshit. I mean, wait, I
We've paid
cannot.
more for loaning players for 6 months.
Exactly. I cannot deny the
Whatever.
fact that, maybe he asked for a transfer, maybe he wants playing time. There was some sort of news that, they had a tiff, Eric Ten Hag and Iqbal, and Ten Hag probably right now does not think that,
Doesn't rate him high enough,
yeah,
I guess.
He doesn't rate him high enough to be starting right now.
But then in
So,
transfer window
I
where we need the
understand that,
money,
but
1 million.
Look,
seriously.
Ten Hag might have sanctioned this transfer. I've seen a lot of news of late, a lot of this blame go to Eric Ten Hag. And in a way, I understand because obviously Ten Hag has sanctioned that sale. But Ten Hag's just sanctioned the sale because he does not think the player's probably ready right now.
Yeah.
And he's sanctioned a sale. He's not sanctioned selling him for 1 million.
Yeah.
That's not Ten
That
Hag.
is the
He's not
club's.
going and
That's a club's
negotiating
call.
with clubs.
Yeah, that's a club's call.
Exactly.
1 million is
that's the
shambolic,
clown
man.
sitting up there doing negotiations. 1 million. Are you kidding me? Have you seen football today?
God help our
Do
club.
you see the prices in football
God
today?
help our club, man.
So on the other hand, we are struggling to get a player who's desperate and pushing to come to Manchester United and has only 1 year left on his contract, but we can't get the deal through for even a bid that we made today for £50 million. 45 plus add-ons for Mount has been rejected. We can't get that through over the line. On the other hand, we're selling players for 1 million. Eric Bailly for 2 million. What the hell is
Yeah,
this?
that is shocking, man. Like a transfer window where we need the funds, where we've got a capping on our budget. Ideally, we need to extract the most we can from these players. I mean, Bailly is definitely worth at least 5 or 10 million.
I
Same
mean,
goes for
maybe I'm
Zidane
not
Iqbal.
sure for
Maybe
10, I understand
we
'cause-
keep paying add-ons for all the players that we go in for. Why can't we have a add-on kind of system? Maybe Bailly has so many.
You need brains for that. You need negotiation intellect for that, which is
Disappointing,
in
man.
negatives in this club. It's not low. We're not bad at negotiations. Our negotiating intellect, business intellect is not low. It's in negatives.
Yeah, we pay more than what they ask for.
Exactly. We end up paying more for players than they actually ask us eventually. That's how pathetic we are. I mean, some of the outgoings is ridiculous. We let somebody, a prospect like Zidane Iqbal, go for 1 million euros. I mean, I can't even begin to talk about how abysmal
Disappointing.
this is, how disappointing this is.
Yeah.
How insanely stupid this is. On the other hand, we're demanding £20 million for Fred from Fulham.
He's worth 25.
30.
Yeah, I know. Like
And he has
15 million, 10, 15
Who is
million.
going, bro?
Then 15 million's fair.
Exactly. Who's gonna pay 20 million?
If
for
you've
Fred?
got a buyer for Fred, you offload the guy, get Rabiot for free. I mean, that would still be an upgrade right now.
Exactly my point. Who is gonna pay 20 for Fred? He's not worth 20. I mean, it's like buying Fred is like a gamble. You don't know what you're gonna get. On the day, you might get Fredinho or Fredinho or somebody.
Fredan.
Exactly. But on the other 80 to 90% of
You get
the
a
time,
Brazilian kid from the favela.
Exactly.
The guy, kind of kid who's on the bench who doesn't start.
And we want 20 million for that. When we're selling Zidane for one. Like, what is going on in the heads of these guys making these deals up there? It's become so funny. It's become so funny. Even, I'm frustrated, but I can't do anything but laugh.
Yeah.
I said this on the show yesterday that
It's our coping mechanism, like laughing at some point. Because we've been through so much as United fans, like we've learned how to laugh. They've helped us grow, if not anything, as human
that's
beings.
all as fans we can do. I mean, this is our state over, more than almost 2 decades now since, the Glazers have taken us over. This is how we've been.
Yeah. We've been born into this now.
I mean,
Growing.
think about this, bro. The way things are going, like I said, I discussed this on our show on our last show as well that we're not making top 4 next year. Look at the other clubs. Look at Newcastle. Newcastle is being linked to Barella, to Tonali. That's whom I want. That's the kind of players I want.
That's who.
But Newcastle is getting Barella and Tonali, and you're telling me Manchester United can only get Rabiot for free.
We're sitting
Straight on this
here.
club.
So we're sitting here with the transfer window opened like what recently, a week, 2
So
weeks,
Chelsea's
2 3
going
weeks
for
ago.
Caicedo
I'm
after-
concerned for the club. I'm really concerned for United at this point.
I mean, look, I'm
It's
telling
looking
you,
bad already. We barely started and it's looking bad.
We're probably going to be
Shambles.
the 6th best club if things go how they are right now. If the signings that we predict we're going to get, like only Højlund, Mount, and Rabiot, and maybe
Yeah.
Onana if De Gea leaves, and if De Gea doesn't leave, we might probably get somebody like Axel Diassi if we can force Harry Maguire out. So
Kim
that's
Min-jae
the sort
also
of-
a big miss, man.
They're gone. It's a massive miss,
gone.
but you can't blame Eric Ten Hag for that because Eric Ten Hag wants Kim Min-jae, but what can he do till we can't resolve Harry Maguire?
Another thing is your transfer budget, as you said, like 120 million pounds this summer,
So that's
excluding your
roughly-
player
I
sale.
know we will.
Then
end
there's
up-
Harry Kane.
I know we will eventually end up spending 200 mil, but that's not going to be spent wisely and on the right players because by the time we have that 200 mil to spend, the list is gone. It's zero. I mean, we're already down to
Yeah.
4th and 5th choice for Eric Ten Hag. We're already down to 4th, 5th choices. I mean, if this drags any further, what are we going to buy?
I'd be
I mean, we're going to have
frustrated
to
if
go
I
to
were Ten
Saudi
Hag.
to buy players now.
Yeah, maybe get them from sign Kante in the January transfer window or something
I mean, that-
for 80 million. And then he gets injured 3 games later.
Bro, it's
That's how we
ridiculous.
run right
Trust
now.
me. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if, say, 3 years down the line, Manchester, a breaking news comes in that Manchester United have agreed to re-sign Zidane Iqbal for 80 million pounds.
That's happened, right?
This happened with Pogba. I wouldn't be surprised.
I was doing
if
that.
it happens.
That was me being sarcastic, by the way.
I know. We've done this. And I mean,
Only to
Pogba-
sell him for free again.
Exactly.
That's brilliant, man. That's a masterclass. That's a Glazers masterclass.
Everything about the Glazers, this everything that's going on, it's typical Glazers. It's classic Glazers, and it's frustrating,
It's a
man.
bone, yeah.
It's so damn
So,
frustrating.
Harry Kane playing at Old Trafford, albeit not in the jersey that we like, but
I mean,
he
look,
did play recently.
If
There
Harry Kane
are
wants
some
to play in this jersey, it is in his hands. If I'm being honest, it's
Put
really
down
in
that
his
transfer
hands.
request,
He
man.
needs to show more ambition.
Step up.
Just playing
Grow
there,
up,
I
man.
understand. He's played at Old Trafford now in the England shirt, and reports start coming out that he wants a move to United. And Harry Kane right now hopes that Manchester United can come back onto the table. And if Daniel Levy, lets go of his rigidity over the price and comes down to a negotiating price of 80 million. That's the recent reports. Now, I understand. It's United have walked away from this, rightly so.
Yeah, we
Because
needed to do that.
There is no way that I want to go till the 31st August to sign Harry Kane when we've already finished playing 2 to 3 games at the start of the season and he's missed the entire preseason.
Why
No.
can't we be walking away before the transfer window even begins? Why can't we start these negotiations 2-3 months prior to the window opening so that by the time the window
I would
opens we know?
love to,
But our club is run so badly.
I would love to
It's like the window opens and then all of them wake up from their slumber and they're like, oh, we need to sign someone. Who do we sign? We don't know.
Because nobody knows what's happening in the
It's
club.
like they check social media, they'll check some of our posts, the United stand, and then they're going to be like, yeah, this is the player that we need to go for. Sometimes it feels like they
sometimes it feels
leech
like-
out what the media.
Forget the
Yeah.
media. It's like we scout players. It's not like we don't.
Hmm.
In fact, I think we're one of the best scouts. But what we do is we scout players for other clubs.
Hmm.
We'll scout them, we'll show interest and go and flirt with everybody. Hey, we love you.
Yeah.
Wow, what a fantastic player. We think you'll be great. This is what we want to do. We'll take, a rebuild for Manchester United. We're going to come back guns blazing. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. And when the time has actually come to do the deal and put the money, we're not sure if we can pay the money. That's what we keep doing. Dude.
I'm out of words, right? I'm speechless.
It's a joke. I mean,
nothing to say now.
yesterday I think it was when Ben Jacobs came out and said that, his literal words were that other clubs rub their hands in glee when they realize Manchester United is coming for their players.
Yeah, because they know we're gonna be.
I'd rub my hands in glee.
Yeah.
If I was running a club and I realized Manchester United is coming in to buy my player, I'd be like, whoa, we're in for a big payday,
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
Let's milk the cow as much as you can.
So, yeah.
That's
That is
that's what
sad.
we
It's
are
like-
today in the footballing market, in the transfer window. That's who we are.
And when they want to buy players also, they know they're going to get a proper cut price deal.
Cut price,
Bargain.
bargain, bro. I mean, dude.
Free.
Today in footballing terms, in the atrocious inflated market, I think clubs will probably give more in donations
Yeah.
than what we're selling players for, like Zidane Iqbal.
Yeah. 1 million's shocking, man. Less we talk about it, the better, because I have nothing to say.
Dude, I have nothing to say. I am look, I'm not against Zidane Iqbal.
That's fine, but
So
then
that is up to our manager. If he does not think that he's right now of the quality and the player probably wants more time and wants to leave, I understand him sanctioning that signing. But what I don't understand is the atrocious negotiations of a 1 million euro deal. Let's come on. That's not even.
it's
peanuts,
like
man.
they're not even working. An offer comes in, accept. Why? It's not even like his wages are high and you need to clear. He's a homegrown
It's-
player. You sold for 1 million.
I mean,
as your-
it's like
as your
if
first
an
out.
offer comes in our club, Richard Arnold and John Murta are like rubbing their hands in glee. Offer! Somebody wants a player. This is how it looks like. Look at what we did with James Garner. Again, that was a bullshit deal. We could have gotten more out of that. But
Yeah.
you know what we're doing.
James Garner, I mean, he's not had that great a season at Everton, but I rated the guy, man. Like, I wanted the guy to succeed rather, but then
Even
let's
I
see.
hated the
Maybe.
guy, but again, like I said,
Wasn't
if-
working out.
again, Garner wanted to play now. And with Ten
That's
Hag,
the right thing for his career also. It's
Exactly.
not him
Look,
being on the
like I
bench
said,
isn't
I
good enough.
understand these outgoings because I trust Eric Ten Hag. I've seen enough to know that the man knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So I trust him. If he thinks that it's okay to let this player go, it is okay to let that player go. Let the manager do what he wants. But do not go and do this kind of negotiating. That's not on the manager. He's not sitting with clubs and discussing that, we're going to give you Zidane Iqbal for 1 million. That's not him.
Oh, yeah. I know. He's just sanctioned
I
the
am
sale.
absolutely sure.
He's mentioned what the players that he wants to sell, and he's probably as shocked as we are that we've let go of Zidane Iqbal for 1 million.
Trust me, bro. I mean, I'm sure right now Eric Ten Hag, wherever he's sitting, is thanking the heavens that he has no hair,
Because he'd pull
because he'd
them
be
out.
pulling them right now.
Yeah.
Even after sanctioning a deal for Zidane Iqbal for 1 million, he'd be pulling his hair if he had any, saying that what is wrong with this club? I sanctioned a sale. I didn't sanction a sale like that.
Glazers out. Like, get
Now,
the F out of the
not
club.
out now. This is the new thing. I mean, yeah, for the last 2 decades, it's been Glazers
Yeah.
out, but it's now Glazers out now. Because you've got certain people offering them to stay.
Even when they're getting out, it's hard to get them out, man.
Exactly.
They're worse than a cancer at this point. The
They're
Glazers.
worse than leeches, they're worse than
Yeah.
cancers. At this point, I'm out of adjectives to describe how terrible Glazers are. I mean, I think there's not a single adjective that I can pull from my vocabulary that I haven't already used 100 times and it still feels less. That's how terrible these owners are.
It can't be put into words. Like,
I mean, we're a joke, and
Need to-
I mean, with the way things are, with how Chelsea is being Chelsea PIF is funding the biggest stakeholder in Chelsea. That's Saudi money going into Chelsea. How does that work?
that's how you see the players
And-
moving to Saudi.
All of them moving to Saudi.
Conveniently.
150 mil in the first week
How?
of the transfer window, and 150 mil all players going to Saudi.
Meanwhile, we've raised 3
before
million.
June, so that they can balance their books of the 600 million spent. Come on, you can't add 2 plus 2. We all know what's happening here.
Yeah.
We all know. But apparently, United being state owned or Qataris coming and owning United is a
Big problem.
major problem.
That's the media for you.
Exactly. And look, we all know. We all know how incompetent the organizations are, like Premier League, FA, UEFA, you name them all.
They're all corrupt.
All of them are corrupt.
Yeah.
115 violation charges for Manchester City. They can still win the treble. They can still compete. And Premier League will come out and celebrate the
They
brilliant
are our
footballing.
champions.
That, what a masterclass
3
by
times
Pep.
in a row.
Exactly.
They matched us both
Yeah.
with the treble and
So,
that.
dude,
I think they're gonna
with what we're doing this year, I
concern.
don't see anybody competing with City even next season. Forget 3 in a row. They're gonna beat us. They're gonna do 4 in a row. They're gonna become the first club. Whom do you see beating them?
No one.
Exactly.
I see us competing for top 4 next year.
I don't see us competing for top 4 next year. I
Because
think
of
we
Ten Hag.
struggle to come sixth. Like I said, even on the video, a day before I did another video where I said that the only way we can qualify Champions League again next season is if Eric Ten Hag once again pulls that wand out and does some sort of magic,
Yeah.
waves that wand around to
We can't
create
bank
miracles
on that. We
like
can't
he
bank
did
on that
this
though
year.
with the Premier League and how
We've
competitive.
escaped.
Yeah,
People don't realize that we've escaped this year. We got into that top 4 by the skin of our teeth with the suspensions we had, with the injuries we had. Eric Ten Hag lost a striker in Cristiano. He lost a striker in Edison Cavani.
he had half a striker, Martial.
Half,
30%, 20%.
20%.
How many games did he play last season?
I don't know, but it's definitely not 20%. I can guarantee it's less than that. So
And then
lost 3
Weghorst.
strikers, and he gets what?
Wow,
Weghorst on a free loan deal. Like, dude.
World class, man.
So yeah, again.
So coming to the topic of strikers, Harry Kane, do you think
So I'll be honest.
80 million, even 80 million seems a little unlikely at this point?
80
Don't you
million,
feel?
if that actually comes down to it, which I still don't think is likely, because we all know Daniel Levy is ridiculous when it comes.
He's
to
a hard bargain.
hard
Not
bargain.
impossible.
He is what you would want people to do in your club.
Yeah. Why don't we have Daniel Levy sign him up?
Exactly. I mean, I still think it's foolish of him to hold on to Harry Kane, because they're not winning the Champions League next year. They're not qualifying probably even for the Champions League again. They're not winning anything again. So any which ways, I don't see
They're not-
sense in keeping Harry Kane, who's any which ways not going to sign his contract, and he's going to leave for free next year. You might as well cash in on that,
Yeah.
get 80 million, and get some players, build
Yeah.
on his legacy. But no, he's not going to do that. I mean, I don't know what Spurs fans think about it. I'd be like fuming if I was a Spurs fan and I see something like that happening, because what am I going to do keeping Harry Kane this season? I'm not winning anything any which ways, even with Harry Kane scoring 30 goals if he does, as
Yeah.
he usually does. So yeah, if the price does come down to 80 and a deal can happen before the transfer window ends, I would be happy to have Harry Kane.
Yeah, I think we all
Absolutely
would.
happy, but
Top 4 confirmed if he stays fit.
exactly, I
If
don't
he
think
stays
so.
fit, that is.
I think, look,
Should-
contrary to people's opinions, I don't think he's that injury prone. I mean, come on.
No, I mean, we
striker-
won't want your
Yeah.
star striker, especially with a club like United where we
striker
don't
that
have
is
any strikers
for
right now.
years and years to come is constantly scoring more than 25.
He is
30
consistent, yes. He's going to bring
goals.
us.
He's not.
He's going to get
he
us
can't
that.
be that injury prone. So
Yeah.
he isn't as injury prone as people think he is. I know he's 30, but I still think he's got about 3 to 4 years in him at top
level football.
Absolutely, and I would take that for 80 million. Premier League proven plus English, because obviously we need to think about that to meet the homegrown English quota. So yeah, I understand. I mean, I would be all over Harry Kane, but only and only if it's a price range of something like 80 or below 100, and it happens before the window ends, which, given the history of Tottenham and how Levy does his deals, I don't see happening. So I hope
They need to come back to us for the deal to go through. Basically.
Exactly. So we'll see. And for that, Harry Kane needs to do more. He needs to push. He needs to put in a transfer request. He needs to do a lot more. And that's up to his ambition.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with Harry Kane. And on the other hand, Højlund is a deal that I think we will eventually go to. We are hearing reports that Atlanta want about 70. But I think we can, what that deal will be structured in a way wherein, we give them an upfront of about 40 or 50 now, and everything else is more like add-ons and based on his growth and performances for the club. So eventually it'll come up to 70. So I think that Højlund is a deal that we could.
We can't bank on the guy though for the
We
season.
can't, obviously.
He's
we
a
can't.
kid, but like a lot of potential, and we can see him be a top striker.
I wouldn't be surprised if we end up, buying
The future.
Weghorst.
Yeah.
We end up keeping him and buying him because who else is coming? Højlund is not going to be ready. Rashford, we know, is not that great up top. He's more of a he's much better on the
Inverted
left.
in inverted winger
Exactly,
sorts.
he's much better out of the
Cuts
left.
in and shoots. Yeah, he's
So-
not a striker.
Exactly. So if you get Hoyland only, what are your striking options?
We have
Another season
nobody.
with Martial and Wout Weghorst.
Wout's gone, right?
He's
He's out of
we
his
might
loan
go and
term.
buy him back. I'm telling you, because who else is there?
We may not have money to buy Wout also at this point.
Look, we will. I told you, we will buy people eventually. Whenever this deal and everything gets done,
Yeah.
we will buy people eventually when this gets announced. Qataris, whatever exclusivity or winner, whatever. Eventually, we will. Like I said, I've always said this. I think we will spend somewhere around 200 mil or slightly north of that. But everything depends on when does that money come, because right now it's just 120, out of which 50 goes to Mount and about 50 to 60 goes to
Hoyland.
Ireland.
We can't see
So,
Kim Min Jae's and
you can't.
Julian Timber also being linked to Arsenal. Is a
Mount,
letdown, man.
50
30
Mount,
million.
50, 60 Hoyland, that's already about 100, 110 out of your
Your budget's
120
gone.
budget. You can't sign anybody else until there is some sort of outgoing or until the debt is cleared that has 50 million. So there's no option but to sit around and wait. And see what happens with these sales. And like we've discussed, the sales look like completely chaotic right now.
At this point in
Selling
time.
people for peanuts
Concern.
or asking atrociously stupid amounts for ridiculous players. I mean, like you were so happy with getting an offer for a player like Zidane, Iqbal or Bhai and selling
you
them for
sold the
30.
guy off.
That's what you should be doing for players like Fred.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody's bidding for Fred. Just get the
Get
bloody
rid of
guy
him.
out.
Yeah,
rather than asking
what's the
20.
worst that can happen for Iqbal also? You could rather keep him, sell him for 5 million 2 years later. His
Exactly.
contract is up, the salary is on, the wages he's on. Is low.
We're
Why
hearing
get-
reports that Harry Maguire might stay. He's third or fourth choice, and he's on a 200k a week contract. If you're okay to let a guy who's gonna be a third, fourth choice sit on a 200k salary, let's not even discuss that Zidane Iqbal's wages would be an issue.
Mate, Ted and Mengi starts before Maguire.
Dude, I mean,
I'd pick him over Maguire at this point.
at this point, I think anybody
Hmm.
in that squad would be picked over him. The only place where I see Maguire being picked is England. Because you've got Bradgate there.
Yeah, Southgate loves
Southgate?
Harry Maguire.
He loves his own. He's got his own biases and his preferred favorite player. Calvin Phillips gets into the England squad. The man has not seen a grass pitch for I don't know how long.
That's true.
We had, after the treble, we had images of City players in the England squad training together, and there were people who had no clue who's this guy standing in the middle. Calvin Phillips.
It's quite shameful, man.
And the guy's got a treble.
That is he wins at life.
Yeah,
He's not moved a muscle, and he's won a treble. so-
exactly. I mean,
It's good for him.
You want to compete with City, they've got Julian Alvarez sitting on the bench, who plays 10% of the games and scores 20 goals in all competitions, and we want to keep Harry Maguire on the bench.
Alvarez would be our star striker, man. But anyways, let's forget
Anyways,
that's never gonna happen.
I think now we've covered most of the things. The only thing I think is about there's some news coming out of for Declan Rice as well, where Manchester United
Part bid.
are interested in
part
Rice.
player.
We always knew, and although right now the news coming in from Jason Burton Telegraph says that United are interested and we would like to get a deal done. However, it still looks more likely that he's going to go to Arsenal. But United are trying to get a deal done wherein we offer player plus cash. So we might offer Harry Maguire and McTominay, because West Ham are looking for McTominay. They like Moyes likes McTominay and would like to sign him.
He'd be a like for like replacement for
Exactly, they're
for
losing
Rice
rights,
for
so
West Ham. Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's homegrown.
I mean, David Moyes even
David Moyes has
admires
coached the guy.
Harry
He
Maguire.
Admires
Maguire's
the
Harry
problem
Maguire.
here, though. His
So,
wages are a problem here for this deal.
Exactly, so-
McTominay won't be a problem.
Again, same
Maguire
thing. The
would
reports say, like you have said, the reports also say the same. So,
Yeah.
his wages might be
Yeah.
a problem. So, we'll see what happens with that. Again, it's not that likely for me. I don't think that happens unless we end up going and giving something like a 60-70 million cash plus Maguire and McTominay.
Arsenal are making moves, man. 65 million Havertz, 90 million Declan Rice.
Arsenal are making moves.
Chelsea are signing
Newcastle are
Caicedo.
making
Newcastle are signing
City is
Barella.
done with Kovacic.
City are done with Kovacic for 25-30 million, by the way.
Yeah, exactly.
With a couple of years left on his contract. And here, meanwhile, for Mount, we're struggling for 50 million with 1 year left. Although Mount is a lot younger than him, I get it. But
English.
nah, man. I think it's English tax and it's United tax
United
also.
tax.
United tax is heftier than English tax by a mile.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah. I mean, again,
Yeah.
Declan Rice unlikely. We'll see. And other than that, David De Gea situation again.
Painful to watch that one also, yeah.
I'm not happy with how things,
The way he's being treated and everything, it's a little
really not
disappointing.
happy. How the way you treat a legend, you give him a contract with 50% reduced wages, with no first choice option or confirmation, and he agrees to that deal. And then you send him on vacation and tell him once he's back that, oh, wait, we're not still sure whether we want to sign you. Wait, we're not going to give you the green light to sign that contract because we've messed up on all our priority targets. We've already messed up on everything. Why not mess up? Why not go and just sign a keeper now then? Since we've already messed everything else up. Might as well go and sign a keeper then. At least sign something. So yeah, we're still not sure. And according
We're
to
halfway
reports,
through June and this is getting me really worried now. And I think all United fans should be really
one
worried
week
at
into
this
the transfer
point.
window and it already feels like
Yeah.
so.
It's like we look forward to something and then when it begins, we finally realize where we're at.
And we've got
Anyway.
Ravish Khan saying go Man United and
F Glazers.
F Glazers.
Yeah, seriously, F Glazers.
I mean,
We're with you on that.
share your sentiment, bro. We share your sentiment on this. Every United fan, I think, right now is in this state. But guys, I mean, anyways, so I think that's all
Yeah.
for today. I really enjoyed the show, man.
Likewise,
As
likewise.
usual, always an intense discussion when it
Yeah.
comes to Manchester United.
Yeah.
Full of frustration and high octane intensity and
Yeah, venting.
rage and rants.
Yeah.
But anyways, guys,
very
thank
often.
you so much for tuning in. And if you guys enjoyed the content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit
Turn
the
on your
notification
notifications. Yep.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.